signs you could have stayed. It's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
I am 44 minutes. I have some tweet before the UN I never get to discuss. Let me add it into that since I'm only 40 something minutes. Let's add. I never, from this point on, or some tweet before Harry did the UN speech. That was a day before also. All right, let's see here. Another case of someone trying to take a swing at Meghan and ended up in the dirt. Who exactly are you insulting by highlighting the casual bigotry of the Eton set? Let's see if they issue an official denial like Buckingham Palace did. Okay, that's regarding that quote from the Bowel book about Harry invited 16 of his schoolmates and Meghan was defending those, putting everyone in their place kind of thing. Okay, how to go from a rental mob and quote vicious malign influences to salt of the earth people bonded by common assumption, principle, and loyalties. Just bring a biracial American feminist into the mix. Meghan's doing for reputation what Ty did for house. Okay, extreme makeover. Okay, so I see what she's saying here. She's saying here Harry bringing Meghan to that outing with the friend is pretty much to make a makeover, to clean house kind of thing, make those people see the BS that they're saying is not that funny, this kind of thing. And I think when I read that quote and I said Meghan was like a party pooper to them, and there's me responding, that was July 18, laughing my ass off. The GIF, that was kind of they're trying to swing at Meghan and it's a fail. Okay, and did it feel the need to act the part to catch the guy? I'm good with that. Okay, so I don't know what's this. Alright, she's responding to. Okay, Harry told us he regretted not taking a firmer stance in the beginning. I believe that applies to his personal life as well. And the thing is that he was there. He was born into it. Maybe there are some things he wasn't aware. He was very passive of it. But like one of the thumbnails that I have, I don't remember what I said, but I remember the thumbnails. It says they taught him, but Meghan make him aware. Okay, they taught him all of this, but when Meghan point out certain things to him and said, no, this should not be, this is your cause and effect. Okay, the ripple effect of your action, this kind of thing. So Meghan opened Harry's eyes about certain things, and then he understand it. Okay, so he was willing to learn.
In our own time, a time of global uncertainty and division, when it's all too easy to look around and feel anger or despair, I've been inspired to go back to Mandela's writings for insight into how this could be, how he could experience so much darkness and always manage to find the light.
He was open up to learn, but once he learned, he understand. Okay, human beings have the tendency of having affection, sympathy, empathy, all these kind of things. So Harry has that. Once Meghan was making Harry aware of this thing, he understand it and he learned from it. Okay, he did it in private. If any of his mates said anything out of the way, but it was harder to do with the royal rats because he had the entire royal family against him for it. And when you think about it, from that quote, if it's true, I don't know. If it is true, at the private of their places, this is the mentality of these people. They think it's okay to talk down on people because of their privilege. But Meghan, at the private of those people, she put them in their place. She was still fighting. And this is why I brought, what's this guy? Boy George, who came out to attack Harry and Meghan. Meanwhile, every chance Harry and Meghan, mostly Meghan, every chance that she get, she defend these people. Put light to those people who's putting other races, other groups, other religion, other way of life, put them in their place, let them see. He's fighting for everybody. But let's read here. Explain all those articles about that said about her being a nightmare. Yeah, she wasn't letting them be racist and peace. That's the way I see it. The squad, I'm telling you, the way that's the perfect GIF for it. They took a swing, but it's a miss. Yeah, Meghan stood with her principle. Okay, their egos were hurt and they all ran to the press. Yep. That's the yup here. Imagine turning up research that tells the world you have to hate someone because she refused to let people around her be racist, sexist, and homophobic, and peace. How small-minded and insular are these people? That's what I'm saying. It's revenge on the glassy posse. He's watched this aristocrat grow up and he hates them. He's telling her they act behind the curtains. He's telling their story while framing his lies about Harry and Meghan. Use Meghan to draw attention to the book, but expose the truth about the aristocracy. I don't know how these people think. This is something they should not even bring out, but they did anyway. But the squad is shedding light to it. This is the thing. It's shredding it and too reasonable and say, this is the nonsense you're spreading. Okay, is this supposed to make Meghan look bad? Like, if I didn't stand the Duchess of Sussex hard enough already, I should be worshipping her after this revelation. Anyway, not news for us. Queen Meghan walks the talk. She's as kind, fair, and fearless as we thought she was. Yep, and she was doing that on private. It's almost that fearless. That's it. That fearless girl. In New York they have the bull, and that little girl is standing in front of the bull. Okay, that's Meghan right there. Okay, it makes them look bad. All right, there's that. Idiots everywhere. Buckingham Palace issue unofficial denial through who? Okay, sources close to the Queen. until it reaches the squad makes sense out of their nonsense, and then they had to come with an apology to erase that really quickly, but it's already out. Okay. Then Harry says something about not understanding racist microaggression until he dated Meghan. Sound like this might have been his first lesson. There it is. Okay, I think so too. He's learning. This is why sometimes I keep on saying I do not understand. I cannot fathom how Harry was able to come out of this. This is not the first time I've said it. This is more proof of my point. How he was surrounded by all these same-minded people. There's one video that I have where you see everybody at the same level, and then I put a picture of Harry and Meghan above them. How did Harry come out above them? He is like a freaking needle in a haystack in that institution. And this is why sometimes I pray, I hope some of Diana's grandkids are able to experience whatever magic that happened to Harry happened to these kids as well, to let them see the truth, the light, or whatever it may be. Because this miracle, I don't know, I really don't know how Harry got out of it, because he was surrounded by them everywhere. And this is why I keep on saying, when he was doing his drinking and all of that, even though they were sending him to do engagement, all right, the battle between the evil and righteousness, he was going through that, where the institution and his friends, you know, personal friends from school, all of them were that evil, probably the nonsense they're putting in his head. But when he goes to those engagement, what he was seeing was not what they were telling him. I don't know. Harry needs to come out and prove me and tell me to shut my damn mouth and stop talking crap. He needs to come out and prove me wrong, because this is the only thing that I could see through that. During his younger years, he was battling where they taught him one thing, everyone around him, his everyday life kind of people were around him, see the same stupidity, but putting people down. But when he goes to engagement, go to Africa, go to different places, different engagement, he was seeing completely different things, and how people were trying to survive and put their head above water and do good thing in their community. And this is not what they were teaching him. He saw something different, and meeting Meghan put everything into perspective for him, and he was battling that. And Meghan just came in, and like he said, the stars were aligned. Okay, whatever he was seeing and whatever he was battling with aligned. Okay, so I guess sometimes we need to pray for those young people who are growing up right now, for them to see what Harry have seen, because those old people are really corrupting those young people's mind in all shapes or sizes. All right, let's see here. Then Harry said something about not understanding racist microaggressions until he dated Meghan. Sound like this might have been his first lesson. I think so too. I joke all the time that these people need to be case studies and documented, but I'm pretty serious now. Yeah, this is why they could never understand people. They stay in their bubble. They don't want to go outside of their bubble, because the old people, their parents, their great-grandparents, okay, they know, their great-grandparents know. And what is it? There was one video that I came across where it says they don't want to teach critical thinking because their parents are monsters or something like that, and they don't want people to see their kids to see them in history book because they are damn racist, this kind of thing.
Dear white women, what the fuck is your purpose, huh? Other than voting against your better interests, what the fuck is your purpose other than running the motherfucking Kohl's with expired Kohl's cash, knowing damn well that shit been expired since 2010, talking about I want to speak to your manager? Why the fuck should we trust white women? And the thing that's really pissing me off is we continue to coddle these white women while we keep shitting on black women. We keep shitting on black voters, but we always put all this stock into white women that are never gonna fucking show up for us, that's continue to vote against their own better interests. And this is the other shit that it pisses me off. Well, shouldn't we blame white men just as much as we blame white women? Maybe. But here's the bullshit that I have a problem with, that is, I understand why white men are voting, because white men are voting for their own better interest, which is keeping power, patriarchy. It makes sense. But why the fuck do a white woman think that she even has a motherfucking say? If she's constantly voting for a white man who's telling her that you don't have agency over your own fucking body. And the reason why y'all don't want to teach critical race theory is not about what's going on in the past, it's what's going on in the motherfucking present. The thing that's confusing me is how the fuck can you hide what's in motherfucking plain sight? We see your lily white racist ass through the motherfucking window. The real reason why these white people don't want their kids to learn about critical race theory is because they don't want their kids to grow up knowing that their parents are fucking monsters. Every fucking day, you guys wake up early in the motherfucking morning, look yourself in the mirror, and you know you ain't shit. You know you're a racist piece of shit. And you don't want your kids to know that you're a fucking monster.
Okay, so they're putting their kids into the bubble, not letting them go outside of the bubble to see how other people live life. And then this is what we are seeing here. It's working for them, and this is why they're dumbing down, taking certain things out of studies and institutions. So much to say about this. People who have good mind, good sense, who have a platform, share your experience, share your thought, who you never know who might stumble upon you, upon your work to learn something or go further study whatever point of view you have bring up. Okay, like what happened to the massacre in 1921, Tulsa, the Greenwood district, all sort of things. All right, people could learn whatever, as long you're putting a positive thing, people could use the internet for good. Do some research, because all this information are on the internet. All right, even if school doesn't want to teach it. All right, with that being said, let's move on. Okay, people, what is that? The miss every time. Okay, now it's on set, this squad and its fancy names. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay, all these were before UN speech. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Oh, there's another one. When your bowel movement spill on the pages of a book gets called out as a blatant hit piece and your smear is not smearing, your credibility is lost. Thanks for highlighting the Duchess Meghan Markle is a royal of quality that won't stand for nonsense. Thanks, Tom. All right, so they're talking about it. It's 1 minute and 43 seconds. Let's read.
Apparently, this author knows exactly what they said to Harry when they first met him.
This is a book, Revenge, by Tom Bower, who writes some good books and some bad books, and this one's clearly a hit job, just from the piece in the Sun on Meghan and Harry. And they pick up an incident in 2016. It's a shooting party, so they went to kill some animals in Sandringham, and
it's a shooting party. They went to kill some animals. And remember, there was a time where they invited Meghan to do something like that. The royal Meghan didn't go because they were gonna shoot animals or something like that. All right, so she's a person with principle. All right, but let's listen.
Harry had his old Etonian friends around, and according to this, the jokey banter included sexism, feminism, digs at transgender people, and
she pulled them up on that.
And she pulled them up on it. I say good for her. I cannot see why this would be negative. There you are, you come in from the outside, you can imagine what this group of upper class twits are like. And I think it's better.
That's definitely backfired. That definitely backfired. It goes on national TV to call them a twit. What did he call them? Let's move it back a little bit.
Upper class twits are like. And I think it's better for Harry that he's changed as a person, actually.
There it is.
More aware about other people rather than this somehow being bad. He'd be better off with these mates.
There it is. There it is. I bookmarked this, but I didn't listen to it. There it is. And the squad saw the same thing too.
All his reactionary top.
I'm going to say, I'm sure there's other members of the royal family who've complained about things as well, not Meghan.
No, not the first ever to complain. but I like the fact that she challenged what she would have considered to be very sexist and derogatory language by women. You can hear them now.
And what is it? That party that Harry invited Meghan. It says also those friends either come with their girlfriends or wives. Whichever are married, bring their wives. If they have girlfriends, they bring their girlfriends. So which means these wives and girlfriends accept that kind of language around them. None of them had the common sense to say, don't say that. This is the thing here. So Meghan came and shed light to it and ruined their party.
No, but it does, and it needs to be challenged there. It needs to be challenged everywhere.
Yeah.
And I think
I remember the Harry party days because I was in many
He
of
seemed
those.
lost. He seemed lost.
Yeah.
No, but I was in many of those clubs where you would see them, and their behaviour wasn't great. So I think she's probably very good for him.
Oh,
Apparently,
that's a very good point. She's probably very good for him. Wow.
In
he
many
seemed
of those,
lost. He seemed lost.
Yeah.
No, but I was in many of those clubs where you would see them, and their behaviour wasn't great. So I think she's probably very good for him.
Hey, they're seeing the light. Let the blind see. There it is. Upper class tweets exactly. There's this Monty Python on YouTube. Tell that to the 5.6 thousand plus commenters. The Vanity Fair, 95% of which is negative. Yes, I did say 5,600 plus. Okay, oops, Tom Bowel movement fell. The book is obvious, a head jab, no credibility. Okay, who is this man? Okay, there's more. Kevin Maguire. I'm thinking of there's that show that they used to have, the MacGyver. Something he will use all sort of things around him to make things work to get out of any situation. Okay, side note. Okay, Kevin Maguire. Here he is speaking on why Harry and Meghan left the royal family. I didn't expect. 28 seconds. It's a thread. All right, I'm gonna come back to this. Let's read some of this so I could finish with that. Well, Bowel's book isn't doing what it thought it would do, huh? Okay, what the F, but in a good way. Upper class tweet, I know. Oops, there's a laugh. Right from the onset, this book was discredited, and to the bin it goes. Well done, Kevin Maguire. A head jab, it is indeed. Yep, goes to show Meghan is good for Harry. Yep, that's right. What Bowel meant for evil has turned out to be a virtue. Okay, Bowel needs to take a laxative and remove the bowel in his body. His irregular bowel movement are affecting his so-called work. Imagine thinking that Meghan standing up for the marginalized. That's what I've been saying at the private of their own thing. And Meghan was still fighting for those who were marginalized. Okay? Imagine thinking that Meghan standing up for the marginalized and put up in society is a bad thing. Tom Bowel movement has missed the mark. Tell what his values are all about. That's why Mr. Maguire knows a lot about what Meghan had to deal with in that family. Let's see here, there's two comments. Okay, he was too eager to spew bile that he forgot his moral compass. The derangers had pinned so much hope on this book, they must be disappointed. There is a first thanks for sharing glow. Alright, when the smear helps build the brand of your target. What is it? Harry had said it. It's your character. And there was a part in the UN speech to wear something as your moral compass. And I share that, and you know, it's your armor. Alright.
We can find meaning and purpose in the struggle. We can wear our principles as armor. We can wear our principles as armor. Heed the advice Mandela once gave his son to never give up the battle even in the darkest hour.
It's your character that matters most.
Let's go to this. This I need to bookmark. It's a thread. Let's go into it. This I'm adding. I'm already an hour now. Bookmark. It's a thread. Sussex squad. Let's pick it from here. Okay. Other journalists have also come forward with information that the royal family was behind most of the attack on Meghan. Daily Mirror editor Kevin Maguire says that things were done to Meghan and Harry before their wedding. Then, if made public, will change the public perception. Wow. And this is what I also said. I believe the Queen truly meant what she said, unless she was a two-faced and said she knows her people will go to work to prevent that from happening, trying to be nice. I don't know. But whatever it was, the Queen said yes, but the two futures went to work. One deal with whatever, the family, the copyright, and all of that. And the other one dealt with Harry's security. Okay, and this is why we're getting all of this stuff. And one of my comment under one of those videos, I explained my thought on that after reading some of those articles. All right, let's listen. 28 seconds.
Families has rows and tensions and so on. These are very public figures, but also we will see fully and understand better why they're also very angry with the royal family and they want to leave. It is not just the media coverage, there are real tensions there, and there are some things we can't discuss for legal reasons publicly now. But when
and little at a time, we're seeing it. Look at the security thing. Little at a time, we're patient. We will see eventually those who spewing negativity will put their foot in their mouth. Everything will come out. Look how about the copyright at the beginning, you know, the nonsense that was going on. But eventually it came out. Meghan won. She was right. But let's listen.
When people hear and see that, they will be better informed and they will change their mind.
Let's take
families has rows.
Right. Let me read some of the comment and move. Oh, there's more. ITV royal journalist Tom Bradby has also said that the royal family will consistently leak anything Harry and Meghan communicated to them that we are aware of. What is it? With the copyright thing. All right. Who gave the okay for Knopf to help the Vanity Fair? All right.
The narrative is that no one in the palace was told about this in advance, this announcement. Is that accurate or not in your view?
Well, it's certainly not true to say the palace were blindsided by it. Certainly the couple's views, they came back, they wanted to talk to the family about their plans. You know, it had been made clear to them in their absence that there was going to be a slimmed down monarchy and they weren't really a part of it. They were asked by officials and the rest of the family to put thoughts down on paper. They said, look, it leaks if we do that, we don't want to do that. They did it. It was immediately leaked to the Sun, so they thought, you know...
And this is the thing I don't understand with these people. The royal family, they're so brainless. Harry told them he's not gonna write it because whatever reason, it's gonna leak anyway. You will think they'll take precaution not to do that once he wrote it, but they did it anyway. So which gave Harry, you know, not to trust them. Okay? But anyway.
You know, statement anyway. So, you know, I really take that. I mean, to say I take that with a pinch of salt would be the understatement.
The narrative is...
All right, let's see here. After Bradby revealed the royal family could not be trusted, Prince William leaked to his media proxy, Dan Wootton, that he had broken all ties with Bradby. Bradby had done the engagement interview with Kate Middleton. The royal family will also send message of thanks to Meghan's haters. What is that? Okay, it's over. Prince William ends 20 years friendship with Tom Bradby as he's let down by his relationship with Harry and Meghan. Just for telling the truth. Just for telling the truth. But as long as you stay with your principle, your conscience will be clear. But this one have no conscience. He's a freaking robot. So you did nothing wrong, Bradby. That was April 7, 2021. Right, excluded Dan Wootton Prince. Why is it Dan Wootton tell people that the leaks are coming from the royal family? So it's not brand new to people.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
Dan Wootton, Prince William, and his 20 years friendship with ITV's Tom Bradby over him siding with his brother. Just telling the truth is siding with somebody? Wow. This is the thing. He always wants people to speak so positive about, but he didn't say any name. He just said it will leak. But then again, the fragility. But anyway, with ITV Tom Bradby over him siding with his brother Harry and becoming a mouthpiece for his and Meghan's grips about the royal. That's on him. Stupidity. Okay, now that we know Jason Knopf was Prince William Communications Secretary, aka liaison with the press, and we know what the palace was leaking to the press, the news that Thomas Markle shared shouldn't come as a surprise. Jason Knopf and Dylan Howard were behind the state photos. All right, that's old news. We know all about that. All right, so there's more. All right, we know all about this. I'm gonna move on. Okay, there's that picture I was talking about earlier. All right, they need Harry and Meghan to stand on in order for them to look good. How far they have come. But anyway, what is this? Let's see here. Sussex royal look poised to surpass Kensington royal and following. Instead, they grew and lockstep. That's the thing they were trying to buy. Wow, look at the peak. This is freaking amazing. Look at the peak. Phew. Wow, and then that's when they start buying baht. That's when they start buying baht. Wow, before, now looking at it, at the image of it, the graph of it, 2016, they've been there before Sussex Royal. So that was the thing, Sussex Royal, that was the name of their IG thing, Harry and Meghan's IG account. So the Kensington Royal was right there, okay, 175, I'll say. All right, whatever, is it 1,000, whatever it may be. All right, and then here in 2018 they went up, but there's Harry right there in 2019 peak, and that's where they made a record there. Okay, and I think Johnny Depp might have taken that the most followers within certain amount of time, whatever it may be. All right, and there it is, they tie here, and they were buying bots all once Harry and Meghan were on social media, wasting taxpayers' money on stupidity. All right, let me go to the next tweet. This one was a sidetrack. Okay, there's this borrower. Meghan Markle was hysterical about her 2017 Vanity Fair cover. All right, so there's a link to that. Oh, so that was the one they were talking about. So that was the one they were talking about. I think I talked about it in video 1, or was it in this one? Vanity Fair, best dress. Let's see here. She's just wild about Harry. Let's read some comment. That's been challenged. Okay, I cannot see that one. Okay, if Meghan had truly behaved this poorly this early in the relationship, not only will we have heard of it sooner, there will have not been engagement. Okay, so they talk negative about it. I don't know what they say about in Vanity Fair. Okay, no one and will believe the pathological liar Tom Bauer. Okay, that was July 19. Okay, telling the truth, buried deep within the letter section of today's The Time, which I share on could be this video. I'm probably gonna turn this video into 2 because I'm past an hour and I have more tweets to share. Okay, it's a note from a journalist, Sam Kashner, which I share, who denies biographer Tom Bauer's negative account of his experience interview Meghan Markle for Vanity Fair in 2017. Okay. All right, so let's read it. I think that's the same thing that I read already, but what is it? Umid took it out. And the one that I read, someone, a squatty, took a picture of it. Okay, sir, I'm afraid Tom Bauer didn't convey my admiration and respect for Meghan Markle and the excerpt from his new book in the Times on Saturday. Quote, writer felt manipulated by Meghan. All right, so they put this in the book, I'm assuming. Okay, I found Miss Markle to be exceptionally warm and gracious and admire her intelligence and her remarkable courage, as I still do. I regretted the public account of challenging Procter & Gamble being edited out of my Vanity Fair article because I wanted to highlight her lifelong activism. The piece itself was quite laudatory. One more thing, I do not have a stutter. I may hem and haw a bit, but a stammer is not a stutter. And as far as I know, Miss Markle never said she liked me because of it. A belated congratulations to Prince Harry for taking such an extraordinary woman as his bride. Theirs is clearly a love match, so maybe we should stop piling on and let the couple live their life in peace. Sam Kramer, Williamsburg, Virginia. Yeah, I read that. One of the squad took a picture exactly where this was written. Okay, drop the receipt and sue Meghan. Okay, let's see here. Telling the truth, buried deep within a letter section of today's The Time is a note from the journalist Sam Kashner, who denies biographer Tom Bauer's negative account of his experience interviewing Meghan Markle for Vanity Fair. Okay, there's this. What is that? Sam Kashner pushing back. Let's see here. Oh, this is so small. Okay, that's the same thing that, so that's a screenshot of what I just read. Okay, they think this makes Meghan look bad. How? Okay, I will never believe And those books, as they only write through guesses, things, and malicious remarks and bias, notice the abused word of allegedly, they're fond of using it. Okay, highlight important news. All right, let's go to the next tweet. So at least the person they interview coming out and say, hey, what you say in your book is not true. Okay, to put it in record for the history book. So what Brower is indirectly telling us is that none of the other royals have ever objected to a racist, sexist, or transphobic joke in their presence. Why is that? Alright, these are some stuff I had bookmarked for you before, the day before the UN thing, and I'm sharing them with you right now. Okay, well, and that the punishment for not going happily along with racist, sexist, transphobic jokes is to be hounded until you are suicidal. And Bowers and the royals world, that is perfectly acceptable. Wow, when you think about it, Henry VIII is right. That what she said makes sense. But God is good. This is counterintuitive to the mental health advocacy platform of the Cambridges. Only if you actually think the Cambridges give a fig about anyone's mental health. That is true. But Henry VIII is talking reality. This happened to Meghan, where they were beating at her psychologically, where she wanted to take on her own life. She said it. They isolate her the same way they did to Princess Diana. They isolate her and did not appreciate her, make her to hating on herself until almost the same thing. But thank God, I think Princess Diana came through to Meghan and said, no, please, don't do that. Don't do that. Be there for my son because he needs you. All right? But Henry VIII is right. And it actually happened. Meghan said it. It's almost like when Meghan said, they say I'm everywhere, but I'm nowhere, because she was isolated, hasn't been out for months, you know. Okay, well, I guess all the mental health charities they work with, though, what is it? Was it Shout? Okay, I did a video about Shout, where people call. I believe that's the charity, where people call anonymously to talk about whatever issues that they have. It was like a lifeline for people who were thinking of the unthinkable, to have a lifeline, some sort of a support to call, and they don't have to give their name or whatever it is, right? I don't know how it works when you call. What did they do? Some of those people's stories and information were given to a for-profit company. Okay, for-profit meaning that they could sell information, they could make money off of that. Okay, Shout, for instance, supposed to be a non-profit. You don't make money, you just there is a charity to help people. But those people who call freely, giving their experience, whatever issues they want to share when they call, they took those issues and give it. Okay, let's say allegedly give or sell or whatever it may be to a for-profit company. A for-profit company is some company who could make money. Okay, so they're using free information to make money off of it. Shout is something that William, I believe the wife is part of, and then it was, I think Harry was how do they call this, patronage of it too, but he left it. Okay, that happened when Harry left. Because when Harry was there, the thing was doing the most honorable thing, keep its principle, keep its word, whatever there's a term for it when you call the disclosure, the disclaimer, they had kept that. Okay, but the disclaimer changed when Harry left, and then this is when the information we're giving to Okay, I have it in one of my videos. You could share. You could check it out. It didn't come from me, and maybe I answered my humble opinion there, but I read it, and I came across it, and I thought it was very important to share with you. Shout, I believe it's Shout. Is Shout? They took those people's information, gave it to a for-profit company. Okay, and that was after Harry left. Harry was not part of them anymore. Shout, that is. Okay, what he is saying is that the other royal said racist, transphobic, sexist jokes. So yeah, sexist jokes. Okay, doesn't paint the royal in a good light, that's for sure. In their head, they think it was. This is the bubble that they live in until it reaches the Sussex squad. Or not even the Sussex squad, some of common sense people who see it for what it is and actually settle truth. They can't use Philip as their backup scapegoat on bad taste and jokes. Okay, because person of color, black and brown people, women not of their aristocratic class, LGBTQ, or the great underclass, nobodies of no values or important to them and their existence, therefore jokes are acceptable. And this is why I had brought in Boy George. Why am I mentioning Boy George? Because Boy George went out of his way, out of nowhere to come and say something negative. I forgot what he said, okay, but I spoke about it in one of my videos. Let's see, what did Boy George say about the Sussexes? I forgot what he said. Okay, what did Boy Harry and Meghan blasted as Boy George said, shame on. Okay, so there it is. Okay, Meghan Markle news, Boy George blasts Prince Harry. Okay, I don't know, I'm not gonna click, that's Express UK. Boy George once blasted Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's bombshell interview with Oprah Winfrey, declaring shame on the US chat show host. Okay, this is why I spoke about him, because he came out of nowhere to blast Harry and Meghan for telling the truth. All right, wow, that was this year. All right, so this is why he came out. I completely forgot why, but I know I spoke about it. Meanwhile, Meghan was defending. Okay, let's look at this before I put my foot in my mouth. Is Boy George gay? Okay, I think he is. Not that I don't have anything wrong with it, but just to show you the connection that Meghan was fighting for him, even, you know. Anyway, Boy George gay. All right, let's see here. Okay, in his 1995 autobiography, Take It Like a Man, George stated that he was actually gay, not bisexual. Okay, he was gay, so he only did one way. Okay, and that he had secret relationship with punk rock. I don't want to go anywhere. I got my answer here. That's it. Okay, so there's his answer right here. So he is. Meanwhile, while he's blasting Harry and Meghan, okay, he was blasting them, but yet Harry and Meghan were defending them. Okay, Meghan in particular. All right, let's go back. All right, this is why he came out. Let's go into news. Ragbone. Okay, so let's stay on this one. All right. Shame on Oprah, Boy George slap Harry and Meghan. All right, so he came to shame on Harry and Meghan. But meanwhile, Meghan was defending his right to be whoever he is. Okay, that's the thing here. Not everything is coming out. That's the connection here. I spoke about it. It's like anyone who come out. What was the other one? Anyone who come out to talk negative about Meghan. Hey, I have to defend Meghan. I don't see, unless I see Meghan or Harry did something wrong, I will not defend them on their whatever it is. But so far, they've been on track. Next tweet. So that was the reason why I talk about Boy George. Okay, because after the Oprah interview, I completely forgot, but I knew I spoke about him. Next tweet. Whatever else Harry and Meghan were, they were definitely a cultural clash. I'm delighted if she took on his friend at dinner. I've done a million of these dinners and I know exactly what goes on and what gets said. All right, so the time, I'm not gonna read that. Harry must be nuts. What his old Etonian friends made of Meghan. Okay, soon after Harry and Meghan's relationship was revealed, Harry invited Meghan to join his weekend shoot at Sandringham with the Queen's permission. All right, so they went there and then Meghan put everybody in their place. The fearless girl, and she was surrounded by all these idiots, and she put them in their place. She became a party pooper for them. Okay, that story doesn't even sound realistic. It doesn't ring true. She's a confrontational, soft-spoken woman. Doesn't fit the person we see in front of us. Okay, they could have made the lie believable, but they had to make sure we knew what the terrible people they were, and what a good person she is, even as she is portrayed out of character. All right, let's see here. Culture class a bit extreme. Clearly Harry and Meghan match perfectly, but it seems other people had different expectation. Okay, that's to the archive. Okay, so let's go into hers. I hope it's not that small. If it's small, I'm not gonna read it. Her text on the thing usually small. Okay, I'll come back to it. It's taking a while to load. This goes to show you that Meghan walks the walk. Exactly. She told them who she was and wasn't going along with the crowd. Exactly. This whole story from Barry is a lie. Harry was defending gay military brothers before meeting Meghan. Well, they're on the same page. Okay, Harry was a male feminist defending mistreatment of women and their issue before he knew Meg, so no way he would have a friend openly saying that crap. And I believe his friends probably were doing that. Okay, I can read it, and we used to pay money to the British media. No idea what she said, and I'm sad. Okay, good for Meghan for not being a raging homophobic like an Enskip. Okay, all of a sudden Squaddies believed from Bowell's book. Whatever. Alright, let's alright, this thing is not loading. I don't know why, but so let me move on. I'm not gonna waste time on that. Next tweet. They were trying to make her look bad, but it backfired. Alright, next tweet. Growing up, I had a friend who went to Eton. His Eton friends will stay with him during the holidays. I've never met a more insufferable, privileged group of arrogant buffoons in my life. Good for you, Meghan. I truly believe their behavior like that. I truly believe. I don't want to go there, but during my babysitting years in college, there were this group. Yeah, but the one that I was babysitting, I let him see the truth on things, see the light on their stupidity. Okay, and now he's a very well-respected young man. He understands certain things. I still keep in touch with him. Okay, my best friend's children went to Eton. She sat them down and lectured them on the foolish entitled wisdom leaders. They both choose the latter, and both are remarkable gentlemen. They are both having a good laugh at the foolish entitled Eton mess. Okay, good for her. It will have been an uphill battle. I'm glad they turned out okay, and I'm sure they're grateful for her. Yeah, sometimes they don't know if their parents, everyone surround them, think the same way. It's very hard for them to see the nonsense, the hateful that they're spreading. So I truly believe that. Okay, and this is why sometimes I say I don't understand how Harry was able to get out of this, because he was surrounded by all these type of things. Okay, all they need is a few moments, couple times, to let them see the stupidity that they're doing. Right? Okay, the shade. Are you saying Prime Minister Bojo is a buffoon? Oh, you guys should go look at my other channel. There's a video of him. This guy was mocking him. That was hilarious. Okay, because if you're not, I am. Quote, I said what I said. And quote, also, Nene Leaks is winning her lawsuit and PR battle against racism at the Bravo networks. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, after this, let me move on. Haha, love this because I was a LA boy shipped off to Harvard for 3 years a while ago. I'm 38 now. Believe me, it was a lot. LOL. Fortunately, I was big on sport, fit in, but we always joke about it, and not until I left did I know the same was said about us. I'm the exception though. Okay, hi, you say you're the exception. Hey, love, yeah, Ian. On the upside, they were the people we used to sell went a lot to a Notting Hill carnival, telling them it was a hashish. Okay, the Mediterranean loved them ever since Hyena got into the club. Speaking loud of Hyena, I noticed that Pimp Mama and Passive Papa are not seen at the tennis court with Hyena. Even Fake Butt Sister apparently had a third kitty. I'm laughing the way she's making reference to them without big pregnancy fanfare. Am I missing something? Oh, right. I didn't even know the other one had another child. I never got that mess about her impressive behind. She looked flat as a pancake. And that dress also, I think they were trying to get their looks into Harry for that one. I clearly missed a lot. That was during William's wedding, where they were making a big deal out of people's butt. The Eton setback mentality have already shown how much damage they can do in the government. Yep, if you look at, go on my other channel, there's a video that I share. Okay, they are taught that they are superior when they time and time again they are proving the opposite. Okay, Duchess Meghan, we stand, a real queen. Yep, agree totally. Okay, this is my last one. All right, so all of these tweets were before the Harry UN interview. Speech, not interview, speech. Okay, shame that the mugxits penned their hopes on a book that Camilla is now saying even Harry and Meghan won't be worried about because it's nothing new and pepped with questionable sources. Maybe next time, girls. Okay, what is that? Okay, if you listen to Gals B1 and Camilla Tomney, Royal Gossiper, you'll notice that he doesn't believe this storyline about Betty at the funeral. As for sources wanting not to be named because they might get in trouble because it didn't happen, that's why this morning bows BS Royal. Okay, so that's that. Let's listen. 2 minutes and 16 seconds about the Queen, who said, thank God Meghan is not coming to the funeral. Why would Meghan go there? To cause distraction? I didn't even want, like I have a say on that, I didn't even want Harry to go to that funeral because I was afraid for him. Go back to some of my videos. Listening to them is BS. What else is that here? They said this is a thread. What else is there? Look at 1 minute and 8 seconds. Oh my God. It's a whole bunch. That will be for another time. It's a long one. Let me bookmark it for when I have nothing to share with you. What? Look at the word. Okay, July 18. Word on the crazy street. They're waiting for the. Oh, Prince Andrew is there too. Oh, okay. I'll come back to that. Let's read some of the comment. I say it again, Meghan was thoroughly investigated by British Secret Services before the Queen gave consent to the marriage. There is no dirt to find. Bowel lies about Serena, Vanity Fair, Nickelodeon, Emma Watson have all been exposed by video evidence, and Harry's pile needed sorting. Okay, they are all backpedaling, pretending skepticism, but we all know that Bauer cleared what he wanted to say with Charles and William. This smear campaign has their fingerprint all over it. Okay, I doubt Charles had anything to do with it. You'll be surprised. After deeply unflattering biography about him that Bauer published in 2018, William, on the other hand, let's see here. Okay, book claim Prince Charles is a capricious spendthrift obsessed with public opinion. He's gonna be diving trying to get people to like him. Tom Bowles' unauthorized biography, Rebel Prince, reveal discontented future king who say his life is utterly hell. Really? So give up the same way they keep on saying things about Harry and Meghan. So you could leave that life alone. My goodness. You don't know what hell is. You have all the privileges, money showering you every day. You're able to break a sink just because the freaking cuff thing went down the drain. Someone who was living in hell who doesn't have money will not break the sink, will disconnect the drain to get the thing. Instead, you break the whole thing.
Charles and Ken Sharp were away for a weekend with friends, staying at a friend's house, and Charles was trying to put his own collar studs in, which he doesn't normally do for his formal stuff. And he dropped one of the studs and it sort of bounced around the sink and went down the plug hole. Charles was in a fury, just ripped the sink from the wall, threw it to the floor, shattered it into 1,000 pieces, retrieved the stud, and Ken had to put it in. And then when Ken had put it in, Charles grabbed him by the throat. Well, they said, "You do understand, Ken, I just have to let this out." Well, Ken was so terrified, he sort of backed out of the room, but he didn't know the geography of the room, so he backed into a cupboard. and stayed there for 10 minutes before letting himself out.
Alright, so you're privileged man without even knowing. You don't even know what you get, and you're not appreciating it. And this is why you are the way you are. Taking your son's security, disclose his location, take his money away, and all of that. So you don't know what you have. Alright, maybe you need to feel the same thing you put into your son. That way you could well, once you feel what Harry went, you don't need to go back to that institution. It will be abolished. Okay, an unauthorized new biography of Prince Charles painted a picture of capricious man who is obsessed with the public opinion of him, whose lavish spending reveal a royally utterly. This is what I mean. They need to. In one of my video, and I say, if the royal need going to school, the first thing, or college or university, what do they call it in the UK? Uni. They need to study. How do they call it? Finance. Because the money is coming in like freaking it grows on tree. They don't know how to manage it. They always have to borrow money or keep taking money and all of that. So they need to learn how to manage. So if they're going to school, it's to learn finance. Okay, let's start all over. Unauthorized new biography of Prince Charles paints a picture of a capricious man who is obsessed with the public's opinion of him, whose lavish spending reveals a royal orderly divorce from the life of ordinary people. Him since Princess Diana's time, trying to get upset because people like Princess Diana and he didn't get the praise that he wanted. I mean, if you were a team, okay, you would have been happy. You would have been happy they cheering your wife because you are a team. Okay, whatever thing Princess Diana will get, it will pass on to you. But instead, you go completely 360, berserk on her. According to Tom Bowles' Verbal Prince, published on Thursday by William Collins, Charles once shrieked and trembled at the sight of an unknown plastic substance covering his dinner. What in the name? Only to be told it's clinch film Darling by Camilla. On another occasion, Bow claimed the prince brought his own mattress, toilet seat, Kleenex, velvet toilet paper, and 2 landscapes of a Scottish Highlands when visiting a friend in Northeast England. What? He had to bring all of this? Oh my God. The biography also alleged, there's one thing though, I hate using public toilet though. Okay, the biography also alleged that Charles took a trip on the Royal train from Highgrove to Penrith to visit a pub, a journey that cost what? A journey that cost £1,800,000 plus. I rounded up. Okay, almost £1,900. At another time, the prince reportedly complained in his journal after flying club class to Hong Kong in a chartered British Airways plane. Quote, "It took me some time to realize that this was not first class, although it puzzled me as to why the seat seemed so uncomfortable. Such is the end of empire," I sighed to myself. What in the name? Okay, with a pinch of salt. Why Camilla dressed like Kate? Oh, maybe the other way around. I'm sure with all the bets had on her mind when Phil died, Meghan was not on one of them. If it were, it's time for bets to go away on the sunset. Oh my God, the squad. If you are not willing to out your name behind it, you shouldn't be saying it. That's one thing. Not maybe next time, girls. Okay, the book didn't hit the way the British royal family thought it would. In their head, it was perfect because this is their circle until it reaches the squad. And some of the commentators over there, they've called in their media minions to downplay and to distance themselves from their self-inflicted wound. Remember when Princess Diana was divorcing Charles? Charles' friends went on in the campaign, and Princess Diana knew of that too. All right, there's more comment. Oh, might as well finish it. Okay, the book that's that. Why waste your time on this stupid book? You know it's nonsense. He also writes that Harry's nearest friend had a getaway to meet Meghan. They thought she is a bore because she didn't like their homophobic and misogynistic jokes, which says a lot about the friends. Alright, so let's do a prayer. What should we say? Prayer for I'm thinking of the young people whose mind, their parents, their great-grandparents are still clouding their minds. Prayer for the young to see. Let's say that. Prayer for the young to see, because this is what holding society, because they're passing on. I'm coming back to here. Let me see if there's a small. Okay, there's this is what I'm looking. What is a prayer for young children? Prayer. Lord God, we praise you that you are fully in control of all things. I pray you will protect my child, keep them healthy, and help them thrive. I thank you that you know every hair on their heads. All right, so let's pick a prayer. I'm going through this, I don't know why. Okay, prayer for the young women and our community. Heavenly Father, we lift up the young women of the nation before you. Guide and direct their ways, O Lord. They need you. Help them to seek righteousness and to yearn for you and you alone. Lead them down the path of righteousness so they can become outstanding role models and leaders to the young generation. Okay, what about young men? Because it's those young men. I mean, there are some young women as well, but all those young men who's continuing the path of their forefathers the negative way. Okay, let's see this one. Prayer for youth ministers, empathy prayers. Compassion, if this one sort of make reference to young men, that will be it. If not, I was looking at one, I'll do another one. Compassion and gracious God. As a youth pastor, I help many young people on their relationship with you. However, the problems and challenges they face are very different than mine right now. They are young and going through many changes. That's right, with all those racism, those rioting, and those guns, and all of that. I'm talking in terms of the US. All right, so we need God to take control, switch their mind, make them see the light. Okay, what God wanted them to do, to accomplish on this earth. Okay, they have pressure and stress to fit in. Please help me empathize with these young people. Help me walk in their shoes just as Jesus did for us. Help me be the listener and supporter they need right now. In Jesus' loving name, amen. All right, it sort of hit the mark, but not really. Let me do this one and that'll be it. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, living one day at a time. This part here, and the wisdom to know the difference. If whatever Tom Bowell had said about Meghan when Meghan met Harry's friends, okay, so she was in the midst of all these people. She had the wisdom to know what they were saying was wrong. Okay, the wisdom to know the difference. Okay, living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardship as a pathway to peace, taking as Jesus did this sinful world as it is, not as I will have it. Trust that you will make all things right if I surrender to your will, so that I may be reasonable happy in this life and supremely happy with you forever in the next. Amen. All right, so that's it. So please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you.